Hey everyone, welcome back. Hope you're having a fantastic day so far. So yesterday we had some more payments going out to SSI beneficiaries totaling $914 for those of you receiving the maximum for individuals. We're going to be going over those payments plus the rest of the payment schedule for the month ahead in August. Plus, a new bill released by Republicans would send out monthly payments to some American families ranging anywhere between $291 to $375. We're going to be going over who would be eligible to receive those payments and the likelihood of that bill actually passing. But before we go ahead and dive into the main content of today's video, if you wouldn't mind helping me out real quickly by just giving this video a like, that just helps out with the good old YouTube algorithm, and also consider subscribing to my channel if you have not already. Okay, so diving right into the main content here, just to start things out. Well, over the past few months, of course, the the outlook within the U.S. economy has been a little bit rocky. Of course, they were trying to raise the debt ceiling, and it looked like we might actually, maybe default on our debts. At the end of the day, they did end up reaching some sort of a deal, even though both sides of the aisle didn't really like it. But they did come up with a deal, and they were able to get things done at the end of the day. But because of the delay of doing this, a lot of credit ratings kind of did not look at that all that well. So for example, yesterday we actually had Fitch downgrading the US long-term ratings to AA plus from AAA. So obviously that's not all that good. And they just don't really see the future outlook of our economy to be that great just from an outsider's perspective. So according to CNBC, Fitch Ratings downgraded the United States long-term foreign currency issuer default ratings to AA plus from AAA on Tuesday, pointing to expected fiscal deterioration over the next 3 years, and erosion of governments, and a growing general debt burden. The repeated debt limit, political standoffs, and last-minute resolutions have eroded confidence in fiscal management, said Fitch. The country's recent debt limit feud was mentioned again in Tuesday's downgrade. Quote, in Fitch's view, there has been a steady deterioration in standard of governments over the last 20 years, including on fiscal and debt matters, notwithstanding the June bipartisan agreement to suspend the debt limit until January 2025, the ratings agency said. Fitch also highlighted the rising general government deficit, which it anticipates will rise to 6.3% of gross domestic product in 2023 from 3.7% in 2022. Quote, cuts to non-defense discretionary spending as agreed in the Fiscal Responsibility Act offer only a modest improvement to the medium-term fiscal outlook, Fitch said. The agency also noted that a combination of tightening credit conditions, weakening business investment, and a slowdown in consumption could lead the economy into a mild recession in the fourth quarter of 2023 and the first quarter of next year. So obviously when we had these credit rating agencies from the outside looking in, and they're not really seeing our economy and our country in a great shape with the rising debt and I guess the decline in confidence that our government can get things done. Obviously that's not a great sign, and because of that we might actually see the stock market see some sort of a decline this month and perhaps next month as well. We'll have to keep an eye out on that and see if we indeed go into recession either from the fourth quarter of 2023 and the first quarter of 2024. But moving into some other news in regards to Social Security payments and the payment schedule. Of course, yesterday on the first of the month, SSI recipients received their first payment since 2 months earlier. That's because in July, there were new payments going out to SSI recipients. And that's because in June, there was actually 2 payments going out to SSI recipients on June 1st and also on June 30th. Now that June 30th payment was simply the July 1st payment. July 1st fell on a Saturday, and anytime the first of a month falls on a Saturday, a Sunday, or a holiday, they end up receiving that payment a little bit earlier. So those payments went out yesterday on the 1st. Then tomorrow on August 3rd, we have some more payments going out. Those payments are going to those who received Social Security before May of 1997, or if they're receiving both Social Security and SSI, you would have received your SSI payment back on the 1st yesterday, and then your Social Security payment will be coming tomorrow on the 3rd. Now, the other Social Security payments going out this month are going to be on August 9th, August 16th, and August 23rd. Those August 9th payments are going to those with birthdays falling between the 1st and 10th of any given month. Then on August 16th, those payments are going to those with birthdays falling between the 11th and 20th of any given month. And then finally on August 23rd, those payments will be going to those with birthdays falling anywhere between the 21st and 31st of any given month. So those are the payment dates for the month of August ahead. And then of course, looking forward to September, if you're receiving SSI, you're once again, just like in June, going to be receiving 2 payments. That second payment going out on September 23rd, or September 29th rather, my apologies, will actually just be your October payment. So then in October, there won't be any payments going out to SSI recipients. So just keep that in mind as usual. Now, in some other news, we actually have a new bill on the table by Republican lawmakers. And in this bill, it would actually send some American families monthly payments, just like we saw back in 2020, 2021 with the child tax credit. So according to Fox News, Republicans want child tax credit for unborn babies in massive federal family care overhaul. So once again, according to Fox News, Republicans are mounting their own effort at an expanded child tax credit that includes applying the credit to fetuses in the womb. Representative Ashley Hinson is leading a package of bills in the House called the Providing for Life Act, an ambitious attempt at overhauling the federal government's family care system. The marquee item would see the refundable child tax credit expanded to $3,500 cap for children 5 and under, and $4,500 for ages 6 to 17. Now, Fox actually has this completely backwards, so they definitely need to correct their article at some point. What it would end up being is actually, you can just flip those. So for those, unborn to the age of 6, they would be receiving, it would be the $4,500 that they would be receiving. Most likely these would be in monthly payments. So you can just take $4,500 and stretch that out every month over 12 months. They should be receiving that in monthly installments, just like they were back in 2020, 2021. And then for those ages 6 to 17, it would be a $4,500 over 12 months monthly payments, or maybe they would be able to receive them at the end of the year, or maybe you could take a choice between receiving them at the end of the year or in monthly installments. It would also retroactively expand the tax credit to unborn children. When a dependent is born, parents would become eligible to claim the tax credit in the prior year during pregnancy, in addition to gaining access to the regular child tax credit in their current year. Other measures in the package include an option to allow parents to draw from their Social Security to finance up to 3 months of paid parental leave and enhancing certain benefits for new mothers. It also includes incentives for states to set guidelines on fathers paying for part of a woman's pregnancy costs, and would force cooperation with any child support requirement to receive SNAP food benefits. So that's all they have in the bill right now. Currently, there are actually no co-sponsors in the bill that was released this year. And we'll just have to wait and see whether or not they can start gaining support on a bill like this and if they can actually get something like this to pass. But let me know what your thoughts and comments are below on this bill. Would you like for it to pass? Would you like to see perhaps something else included? Or are you just completely against this bill in general? But let me know what your thoughts and comments are below as usual. But that's all the news that we have for today's video. I certainly hope that you enjoyed. If you did, again, I would greatly appreciate if you could give this video a like. Consider subscribing to my channel if you have not already, and I will see you in the next video.